Right, welcome to part 2 of our video. So we're discussing this part here. So these are your sales figures, and then these are your cost of sales figures. How did you arrive at this figure? We took our opening inventory, added our purchases, added our carriage and purchases, added our input duties, and then when we add all those four figures, we arrive at 1,071,984, and then we subtract our closing inventory, and then we get to 492,522. Now again, remember, whatever that you subtract, you put in brackets. It's just that I'm using for Excel, and so I did not configure my Excel to show subtraction as a bracket. So I think I've explained this on the first part of the video, that whatever this to subtract will need to be shown in brackets. So in your workbook or exercise book, wherever you'll be jotting down the answers, you need to show whatever this is subtracting in brackets. So your cost of sales will be in brackets, and as well as your closing inventory will also be in brackets, right? So now we need to calculate our gross profit. Our gross profit would be the sales minus our cost of sales, and then we arrive at 205,928. That's our gross profit, right? Now our other income. So what other income do we have in this trial balance? We do have rent income for 31,550. We do have interest income for 23,365, and commission income for 29,455. So this is our other income that will need to go in there. So I've already populated our income statements with the name of these incomes. I just need to populate the figures. Right, so for our rent income, we have 31,550, and then you also have 23,365, as well as 29,455. Right, and then we box this, and then you should get an answer here. So the total for our other income is 84,370. Now, when we add our gross profit of 205,928, we add it with our other income, which is the total amount of 84,370, we arrive at our gross operating income of 290,298. So this is the amount that we arrive at, right? So from here onwards, we now need to record all our operating expenses. So what expenses do we have? Let's see. We have our carriage on sales. I'll explain that at a later stage. We have our wages and salaries. We have our rent expense, our fuel, our interest expense, our advertising and insurance. So I've already populated my thingy with the name of those expenses. Now I just need to populate the amounts. So for carriage on sales, we have 19,133. For wages and salaries, we have 168,239. And then you also have 3,408 for rent expense. And then we have fuel for 3,575. We have interest expense of 1,425. And then we have advertising expenses for 4,766 rands. And then lastly, we have 1,234 for our insurance expenses. Right, so now what we do is we box all this, and then we write the total in here. It's 201,780. Let me make that bold. So this is the total of our operating expenses, 201,780. Now we are going to take our gross operating income of 290,298, and then we subtract 201,780, which is our expense, and then we are going to arrive at 88,518, which is indeed a net profit because our income is greater than our expenses. But had it been the other way around, we were going to have a net loss and not a net profit, right? So in essence, this is how our income statement looks like, and I do believe that we covered almost everything that is pertinent to the income statement. Now, I had mentioned that I will be explaining why we have our carriage on sales as an expense here. That is because, firstly, they appear on the debit side of our trial balance, which makes it an expense, because if they were an income, they're going to appear on the credit side. So the first clue to understanding where we record this is that they appear on the debit side, which makes them an expense. And then also the most fundamental reason for having this as an expense is because, as you would probably know if you've ever bought anything online, is that sometimes the company that you buy from online will charge you for delivery, and sometimes they wouldn't charge you for delivery. Maybe if they make an offer to say if you buy for 500 rands or more, the delivery will be free. So we have two scenarios here. We have a scenario whereby the company delivers to you for free, and then we also have a scenario whereby the company charges you for a delivery. So let's first look at the scenario whereby the company charges you for a delivery. So obviously, if a company delivers the products to you and then they charge you 60 rand for the delivery, then the company will recognize your 60 rand as income because they've received income from you for delivering the product for you. So those carriage on sales would be regarded as income. But if the company delivers the product or the item to you without an additional cost for delivery, then the company will not be recognizing any income from you for the delivery. However, they would still have incurred the expense for making the delivery. So whenever the company delivers to you for free, they still incur the loss, and then they do not get to recognize income from you for the delivery. So all that I'm saying is, it depends on the scenario or on the situation. Sometimes the company would actually charge you for delivery, then they would recognize income. But if they don't charge you for the delivery, they incur an expense. But for the purpose of your syllabus, your carriage on sales will forever be an expense. Unless they state otherwise. But for the purpose of your syllabus, your carriage on sales will forever be an expense. And I just decided to give you a dose of reality pertaining to your carriage on sales. But in essence, that is all there is to your income statement. This is how you prepare an income statement for Introductory Accounting Info. And then please do practice with any other question papers that you may have following the same application, and I do believe that it was helpful. Remember, whatever that you subtract must appear in brackets. That's it from me. Good luck, and I wish you all the best. Bye. You've been so good to me.